Hello student, welcome to social science class once again. So, today also I shall continue the same chapter that I was discussing in my last class. It is chapter 4th of your geography part, and in the last class I said that regarding the reduction of your syllabus, some of the topics cut by the board from different chapters. Whatever the arrangement the board has made, so this arrangement has been made only for this year, this pandemic year. Now, I was discussing in the last class the resources of Assam in the last topic of the from the same topic I was discussing the last subtopic. It was the crisis of the resources. Now, today I shall discuss here economy of Assam, and this topic it is there in the syllabus. So, economy of Assam. Assam is also have enormous resources, natural resources and human resources, and the scope of economic development, it is also there or available in the state. All this we will see in this topic. Now, first we will discuss agriculture. Assam, it is an agricultural state. Majority of the people, more than 75% people are engaged in agricultural activities. Now, according to the agricultural census, Assam, a total of 28.11 lakh hectare of the land were cultivated in the year in Assam during 2010 and 11, which is about 88% of the total land available for the cultivation. Out of the land available for the cultivation, so 88% were cultivated during 2010 and the 11, and it is 28.11 lakh hectare of land. Now, it is because of the availability of this cultivable land and other natural or environmental favorable climatic condition that all this made Assam as an agricultural state. Amount of rainfall, temperature, soil type, topographical characteristics, all these are very favorable in the state, and all this made cultivation quite easy for the people of Assam, and that is why so more than 75% people are engaged in agricultural activity. But one thing here we have to keep in mind and to remember that rainfall, temperature, topography and all these characteristics are not same everywhere or across the state. Now, depending on this variation in the climate, temperature and the topography, so different types of the crops are cultivated across the state. Now, also based on this variation of this rainfall, temperature, topography and all this, so the Assam, the state divided into different zones. Okay. So, these are lower Brahmaputra valley zone, north bank plain zone, central Brahmaputra valley zone, upper Brahmaputra valley zone, Barak valley zone and hill zone. Now, in which zone? So, and the district covered by the different zones that we will see. Now, lower Brahmaputra valley zone, Kamrup and Kamrup Metro, Nalbari, Buxa, Barpeta. And the total net crop area in lakh hectare, it is 9.30 lakh hectare area land. Second zone, it is North Bank Plain zone, and the districts are Dorong, Udalguri, Shunitpur, Lakhimpur, Demaji, 5.37 lakh hectare. And the third zone, it is the Central Brahmaputra Valley zone, Nuagaon and the Morigao, 3.28. And the fourth, it is the Upper Brahmaputra Valley zone, Tinshukia, Dibrugad, Shivsagar, Jorhat, Golaghat, 6.20. Borak Valley, it is Kachar, Karimganj, Hailakandi, it is 2.42. And the hill zone, it is Karbi Anglong and the Dimahasha, 1.54. And the total, in the very beginning I said, so according to the agricultural census of Assam, so a total of 28.11 lakh hectares of the land were cultivated during 2010 and the 11. Now, so the sixth division, okay, the six agricultural zones, okay, Assam has been divided into these 6 agricultural zone, and if we calculate all these zones, so it comes the total, it is 28.11 lakh hectare land total cultivated area. Now, these are 28 out of the total cultivable land. So, 28.11 lakh hectare land, it is means it is 88%. Out of the total, it is 88% cultivable land, means according to 2010 and the 11. Now, rice is the principal crop in Assam. It is cultivated almost in all agroclimatic zone, that is all district in the Assam. Now, rice, 3 types are cultivated in Assam. One is the autumn rice, one is winter rice, and one is summer rice. So, these are the mainly the 3 different types of this rice which are cultivated in Assam. Now, besides rice, so other principal crops are also cultivated, or food crops cultivated in the state. So, these are wheat, maize and the different varieties of the pulses, green gram, lentils, arhar, gram, etc. So, now, name of the crop and the area under cultivation in lakh hectare. So, that I will tell you one by one. Rice total area cultivated across the state according to the data, okay, 2011 and the 12. So, it is 25.45 lakh hectare total area cultivated by the farmer, and it is rice. Now, wheat, maize and the other food crop, it is 0.65 lakh hectare, and next jute, it is 0.66, sugarcane 0.28, fruits 1.36, spices 0.98, potato 0.98 and the vegetable 2.66. Okay. So, these are the total area cultivated by the farmer in lakh hectare. So, according to 2011 and the 12 data. So, this also you remember. Okay. So, sometime 2 mark question come. Now, agroclimatic zone in the hill of Assam is covering this Karbi Anglong and the Dimahasa, I said you, and mainly the people of this hilly, these areas are mainly hilly area, and people practice mainly, or they follow the zoom cultivation. It is also called as shifting agriculture. It is also called as slash and burn agriculture. So, mainly they practice this. Now, next we will see industries. Now, we have already come to know, and I have also discussed this, that Assam is rich in natural resources, but though its richness, Assam is not developed in respect of setting up of the different industries, or the natural resources whatever available in the state. So, these are not fully developed, or to develop the state or up to expected level industrial development has not been achieved in the state. Now, industrial development when takes place in the state. So, employment generation, generating manufacturing processing industries also takes place, and all these are also taken into account. So, when this industrial development will take place with the by the using of the available natural resources, then the other peripheral or the adjacent this development will also, the networking development will also take place, say the employment generation, manufacturing, processing industries. So, other all these will automatically develop. Now, the industrial parks in the center recently set up in Assam. So, one by one I shall tell you. First one is the Software Technological Park, location it is Borjhar and Ajara. Second, it is the Biotechnological Park, IIT campus in North Guwahati. Export Promotion Industrial Park, Amingaon. Mega Food Park, Nathkuchi, Tihu. Food Processing Park, Choigaon. Bamboo Park, Choigaon. Plastic Park, Gelapukhuri, Tinshukia. Tea Park, Choigaon. Jute Park, Ding, Nuagaon. Air Cargo Complex, Borjhar. Marketing infrastructure for agro food processing, Silapatar, Dolgaon, Raniganj, Dubri, Raniganj it is in Dubri, Samaguri, Pawi, it is in Tinshukia. Now, Border Trade Center, Shutarkandi, it is in Karimganj, Mankachad, it is in Dubri, Golokganj, it is in Dubri, Daranga, it is in Bakshan, Noagaon, Jagun, Tinshukia. So, some of these are under construction, some are successfully working. Now, here one thing we are to see very attentively. Here it is that the government of India has announced some schemes for the industrial development in Assam and also in Northeast India. So, in this regard, Northeast Industrial Promotion investment promotion policy announced in the year 2007, it is quite praiseworthy. So, as complementary to this policy, so government of Assam has undertaken some industrial scheme by announcing the state industrial policy in 2008. Presently, as many as 64 commercial estate and the 50 industrial estate areas have been established in the different district of Assam, and some of these parks also I said you now and their location. Now, the principal aims of this recently announced state industrial policy are: number one, it is to increase the gross domestic product of the state by developing manufacturing in the service sector. When now economic activities, it is while discussing this chapter 1, so chapter 1 of your geography part, so thoroughly we had a thorough discussion, primary sector, then secondary, tertiary, quaternary. So, these are the mainly 4 sectors are there. So, to increase the GDP, gross domestic product of the state by developing this manufacturing and the other service sector. So, along with that, the various economic activities need to be executed or to be carried by the government. And to increase per capita income it is per person income, and how to find out that per person income. So, total income divided by the total population, it is per capita income, and the emphasis should be given mainly in the rural areas. Now, to encourage and to increase investment for the development of the micro, small and the medium industry, small, micro and the medium, not large industry, not large industries. So, this encourage, okay, and the increase in the investment should also be done to develop and to set up all this micro, small and the medium industries. Now, the industries of Assam, these are divided mainly in the 5 heads. Okay. So, available industries, okay. So, these are divided mainly in the 5 heads. Number 1, it is the mining industry, handicraft industry, agro based and the allied industry, power industry, service sector industry. Now, in the mining industries, so what are the industries which comes under this head? It is oil and the natural gas industry, coal industry, limestone industry. And the handicraft industry, it is handloom and the textile industry, bamboo cane industry, brass and the bell metal industry, pottery industry. Now, agro based and the allied industry, what comes under this? It is forestry, tea industry, silk, rubber industry, food processing industry, paper industry and allied industry like the fishery, animal husbandry, etc. Now, power industry mainly the power generating industry. So, it is the hydropower industry, oil, coal, gas based energy industry, and last one it is the service sector industry. So, this include trade, transport and communication, tourism industry, so hotel business, banking and the insurance services, all type of business and the public administration. Now, in this agro based industry, so agro based means are related to agriculture and all this. So, varieties of the food crops, okay, so and the cash crops are produced. So, cash crop means which gives more cash, say the tea is cash crop. Okay. So, number of all these crops are grown in the state, and some of this here I shall tell you. So, silk industry is one of the major industry, major agro based industry of the state, and traditionally 3 kind of silk are produced in Assam, eri, muga and the mulberry yarn, which is also called as the pat. So, this eri, muga and pat cloth prepared from these silk have received popularity not only in India, but also different countries of the world, and Assam is the major eri producing state, accounting for about 65% production of the country. Now, these are the silk, okay. So, the different 3 types, okay, 3 different types of the silk, and its popularity not only in Assam and India, it is very popular also the different countries in the world. And next we will see the tea industry. So, it is a largest agro based industry of the state, and Assam has earned a good name, okay, name in the tea industry not only in India, but also in the world. Now, the comparative data on the tea production in Assam and India. So, in the year 2001, Assam share in the India's total production, it is 51%. 2005 it is 51.53%, 2009 it is 51.0%, and 2012 it is 53.08%. So, it is, so these are the out of the 100%. So, these are the Assam share in the total India's tea production. Now, next it is fishery. So, there is an immense prospect and the scopes are available for the fishery development in the state, and Assam is full of Assam is a state full of river and the tributaries that I said, and also the wet waterland and the water bodies. Okay. So, these rivers, wetland and the abundant channel, the marshy land, so all these are means the space or the lands which gives available scope for the this fishery. Now, the fish production can also be increased by multiplying fish population in this wetland through the scientific method and the plans. Now, to meet the people's need and also to go for the surplus production and to earn a huge profit mainly by producing these different types of these fishes can also be done in the state. But however, so as per the data, okay, as per 2011 and the 12 data, so there are 430 government registered so wetland in the state covering 60,000 hectare areas, total areas. So these are the total government registered wetland, and another 767 non-registered wetland covering 40,000 hectare land or area. Now 2011 and the 12, so all total around 4,490 million fish seeds were produced from, so 3.94 lakh hectare of fishing ground, and the same period 2.44 lakh tons of fishes were produced in the state. So these are the data, so you have to remember. So 2011 and the 12, so 4,490 million fish seeds were produced and 2.44 lakh tons of the fishes were produced in the state. So district wise production pattern of the fish seed during the 2011 and 12. So it reveals that the Borpeta district is the highest producer of fish seeds in the state, and Karimganj and the Nagaon district have attained the second and the third position respectively. Clear? So this Borpeta is the highest, and the Karimganj and the Nagaon second and the third respectively. That also you have to remember. So while writing, if question comes, okay, mainly of the different industries or the type of the industries, that you want also to mention the different datas. Now next industry, it is the oil industry, and it is Assam is rich in the oil resources. I said you in the first exploration of the oil. So it was started in the year 1889 at the Digboy and Digboy oil field. So it was the oldest, and when the first oil field of the Western India did not produce any oil, so Digboy was the only field then earned pride in producing, so 3/4 of the total oil production of the country. Now this oil field covering an area 13 square kilometer, okay, supplies oil to the Digboy refinery. Now after that the Naharkatia oil field, okay, was explored, and oil production started from 1954, and after that the oil production from Moran Hugrijan oil field started from 1956. 1954 it is Naharkatia, and 1956 it is Moran Hugrijan, and 1889 it is Digboy oil field. So mainly these are the three you are to remember. So now, so when oil extracted from the well or the oil field, so directly this cannot be used, okay, in the vehicle. So these need to be go for refining. So now for this refineries are also need to be set up, and mainly the refineries, 4 refineries are there in the Assam. So first one is the Digboy refinery, Guwahati refinery, Bongaigaon refinery, and the Numaligarh refinery. So this is all about the oil industry. Okay, so Numaligarh refinery has annual refining capacity of 3 million metric ton of the oil. Assam produce 4.86 million metric ton of the crude oil and 2681 million cubic meter of the natural gas in 2012 and the 13. So this data also you remember. Now, so these are the industrial development that we have come to know, but some problems are also there. So problems and prospects of this economic development of Assam. So number one, it is the traditional agriculture in the plain and jhum cultivation in the hill are still practiced through age-old method. So agriculture and jhum cultivation, so all these are practiced mainly by following the age-old traditional system. Now the agricultural land, okay, so owned by the farmers. So, these are fragmented into small pieces, plots, and this this made it is very it is not very this made it is very not suitable for using the modern implements or the tools. Method of irrigation, it is not developed in the state and not adequate also. And next, it is the agriculture of the state, it is badly affected by the flood and the bank erosion. And we all know that. So, Assam is flood affected state, and because of this flood, so agriculture is also affected. So, in order to protect the agricultural activities and as well as the farmer from the severe drought and the other natural calamities, there is no proper agricultural planning. So, agricultural planning, that also should be done and to yield more production by saving the land and the crops from the natural calamities. Now, crop rotation and the crop protection and the crop harvesting method, all these are not developed up to the level. Now, facilities for the crop preservation, especially food crops, are very limited, and because of unavailability of these facilities, so means the large scale production, so these are not encouraged. Now, farmers have a very poor, and because there is no provision that the farmers they can directly get a reasonable price for crop they produce. So, whatever the crops they produce by the farmer, so there is no provision that the farmer would be given a very reasonable rate in the market. So, there is no such provision. So, though MSP, okay, minimum support price, it is there, and the central government every year before harvesting, so a minimum support price that also declares by the farmer. But other than this, there is no state provision, okay, state government provision, or there is no security that you farmer go for the large scale production, and the government will give assurance of giving a reasonable rate and all this. There is no such provision. So, this is one of the reasons that the farmers are not encouraged to go for more yield. So, farmers are in want of the facilities for this easily obtaining high quality seeds and the necessary fertilizer at a subsidized rate. So, farmers, if all these facilities, okay, so the modern tools and the fertilizer and the implements, all these are given at a subsidized loan rate. So, then only they can be encouraged, okay, by giving this subsidized rate loan and all this, and then only somehow they can go for more yield. Now, there is a lack of developed communication in the transport system in the state, and which are linking the interior agricultural region with the market, okay, with the markets of the town and the cities. So, this is also one of the problem, and without convenient transport and communication, so attaining of the economic development, it is quite not possible. So, for this this also means transport and communication development also should be done, and linking of this the agricultural areas or the sites, and mainly the rural areas with the cities or the markets, this also need to be done. So, these are some of the problems that Assam is facing. Now, in the industrial sector also, so these are the agricultural sector, the problems and the prospects, so that we have discussed now, and in the industrial sector also the prospect and the problems we will see now. So, there is a lack of integrated planning for industrial development and through proper utilization of the natural resources available in the state. And Progress of the development of agro-based industries, it is very limited, slow, and in spite of the more prospect. An underdeveloped transport and communication system, insufficient capital, and all this, and the investor, they also do not want to come to Assam and to invest in the state, because of other problems are also there. Sometimes they do not get the backing of the government, and insurgency problem it is there. Some of the local groups are there who often threat the investor and demand their means from their side, they demand money and all this. So, by coming to the Assam and by investing crores and crores rupees, so who will come? One way to invest, and second way to give money to someone else. So, this botheration who will take? So, these are the problem in the industrial development and the insufficient capital. So, money problem it is also there. If the industrialist or the entrepreneur, they do not have the money, how they will spend in the state for this industrial development, and above all, and the underdeveloped, okay, transport and communication. I said you already, this transport and communication, it is also not developed up to the level, and for economic development, attaining of this economic development by any area. So, a well developed transport and communication system, it is very important. Now, and there is lack of simple and the flexible industrial policy in the state, and when the industrial policies will be very rigid and very tough to follow, then the investor, they will not come for the investment in the state. And next, it is the due to lack of proper storage for preservation of the perishable agro product and the food processing industry, a lack of storage houses, okay, lack of storage houses. So, if all these facilities are made available, then the investor, they will come and they invest in some of the perishable, okay. So, agricultural products, mainly these are perishable in nature. This can be perish very soon, so within a few days or months. So, this can be perished, and to preserve all this and to protect from further perishing. So, this need to be protected and need to be kept very safely, and for this the storage, okay, proper storage need to be set up. So, all these are done, then the industrial development somehow can be achieved in the state. And above all, so there is lack of necessary infrastructure for industrial development in the state. So, we all know, and many times I said you this the same thing, that so infrastructural development, okay, that has not taken place in the state, and as a result, so investors are not willing to invest in the state. So, prospects, okay, prospects and the scopes are there for in the state for the industrial development, and all this limitation and the problems, if these are removed, then the industrial development can also can take place. So, though number of problems are there, but then also the industrial development is taking place very slowly. So, this is all about the discussion of this chapter, and with this your syllabus is also finished, and your full course, okay, full course syllabus is also finished, and the portion which is the topics, okay, from the different chapters, the topics which, okay, which omitted or cut by the board, okay, by excluding that, you want to read, and very soon I shall also tell you the questions, okay, which are removed by the board, and the same will not come in your board examination. So, with this the day's discussion, your chapter is finished, and your full course is also over, and you students read at home nicely and enjoy this class, and in the last class also, and in all classes. So, I said you to contact me every night from 8 to 10 p.m. if you are facing any problem. Without hesitation, you call me by noting down the problems, okay, what you generally while reading, okay, while reading whatever the problems you get, so you write down and you tell me, I shall solve your problem, because next year you are to sit for your HSLC final examination. So without wasting time, you read well at your home and enjoy all the classes, okay, all the classes of all the subjects. So this is all about the discussion. Thanks to all.